Hello everyone. It's 21st of November. It's the start of the autumn hibernation that Simon from Savidge Reads organizes, and I thought I will start in my pajamas as I woke up by introducing this vlog to you. So what is the situation, right? I have put my TBR up as part of my Friday reads. I will link it down below, but basically my TBR is Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend, The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett, an orchestra of minorities, Africa's Tarnished Name by Chinua Achebe, what else? Inland by Tea Obreth, and The Most Fun We Ever Had by Claire Lombardo. But the situation is I'm in the middle of two books right now, so I'm about 130 pages away from the end of Black and British by David Olsoga, and I am about 400 pages from the end from Viaje, Portugal by José Saramago, and I don't like to be reading 1,000 different books at a time. So I think what I'm going to try to do is this morning I'm going to focus on these two, see how much I can finish from them. Probably not finish both, but at least if I finish one, that would be great. And then maybe in the afternoon I will start something else from my TBR. Probably The Vanishing Half, because that is for a book club and I want to get that done first. And yeah, we'll see how I go. But before that, I think I'm going to make a cup of tea and have some breakfast and then start reading. So it's just past noon. I just finished 2 more chapters of Black and Bridges and have like 60 pages left, and this was quite interesting. I was reading about the World Wars, the first one and the second one, and how black people fought next to the white people, but didn't get the same recognition. And in fact, in South Africa, for example, they were very afraid because they thought, well, if we give them weapons to fight with us, the next thing we know, they will fight against us. So yeah, I'm finding that very interesting, and I have little left to go, but as I said before, this is also very dense. So I think that's as much as I can take right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some more tea and get cracking on with Viaje, Portugal, just before lunch. Sunday around 11. I woke up a little bit late today, but that's okay. Yesterday I finished Black and British by David Olsoga. And yeah, as I said throughout, it was very interesting. It was also very dense, but I liked it, and it brings something different, a different story that I had never seen before. I'm also around page 220 of Viaje, Portugal, and I have not started The Vanishing Half yet. I got a bit distracted yesterday by football. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do now, I have my tea and I'm going to start reading The Vanishing Half and see how I go with that. Hello everyone, so it's around 9 p.m. tonight, and I have been reading quite a bit today, but also I went for a walk and I was cooking and other things, cleaning, that kind of thing. But I have read The Vanishing Half for a while now. I'm about 40% into it, and I'm not loving it. I find that the writing style is very... the sentences are very long for no good reason. They are not particularly beautiful to me. They are just long and winded and long-winded. And the characters, we jump from one character to another fairly often, in a way that it never makes me able to connect with any of them. I haven't connected with any of the characters so far, and I'm almost halfway through. So yeah, I'm not overly enjoying this, but because it's for a book club, I want to finish it. So I will try to finish it, probably not today, maybe tomorrow. When I went for a walk, I was also listening to Mr. Loverman by Bernardino Evaristo, just because it's the only audiobook I have in the go. It doesn't fit any of the hibernation prompts or anything. It's just for fun. And I'm also not loving that one. I find the characters very unlikable. The writing style is better, I think. And the audiobook has this accent, which I assume is from Antigua, which is from where the characters are from. But yeah, the characters are all very unlikable, and I'm not connecting with any of them either, because they are not unlikable in a way that I don't understand why they would do that to each other. So yeah, I'm not loving anything at the moment, and I'm getting a bit frustrated with that. So I think I need to finish something and hopefully start something that I'm going to love afterward. So yeah, I just want to get The Vanishing Half done as much as possible. I have about 2-3 hours before I go to bed, so I think I'm probably going to be able to get into a big chunk of The Vanishing Half and probably finish it tomorrow. But yeah, we will see. Hello everyone. So it's about 9:30 p.m. and yeah, I just finished The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett, and it was just okay for me. I think that the characters were not that compelling. The second half was better because it was focusing on the daughters of the twins, and that was better. I could connect with them more. But still, like, there were some of the things that was trying to do, I think they didn't work. That was a bit underwhelming. I think it's not a bad book, it's just also not amazing, I think, for me at least. But yeah, I also went for a walk earlier today, and I listened to more of Mr. Loverman by Bernardino Evaristo, and that one is also just okay for me so far. Um, I'm finding Beary, which is the main character, very unlikable, and I think for me it's okay if it's unlikable as long as it's relatable, but Beary is not relatable. The way he talks about women and the way he talks about, um, I don't know, feminism and other things, like, I, I don't, I don't like him at all. So yeah, that one is a bit, um, underwhelming as well. But now I think that what I'm going to do, I'm feeling like I want to cozy up, so I think I'm going to put my pajamas on, make some tea, and then read something else. I'm a bit torn between three things. So I could either read a few more chapters of Viaje, Portugal, which is not in my hibernation TBR, but it's in my nonfiction November. And I have started this, so it will be appropriate. The other thing I could read, which is also not in my official hibernation TBR, although I could fit it in, is Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. And I'm supposed to start reading this with Rainier today, but it's not very long, so I think I could catch up if I don't read this section today. And then the other thing that I could pick up is An Orchestra of Minorities by Chigozie Obioma. And this one is it's in my hibernation TBR, and it's a new novel because this one is not a novel, so I don't know if I feel in the mood of a novel or I want to finish Mr. Loverman before I start anything fiction. I think I'm just going to make some tea and think about it and then I guess you'll see what I choose. Hello everybody. So it's Wednesday morning. I'm about to start working, but I thought I will come here before and update you a little bit with what I have been doing and what I have been reading. I didn't update yesterday because if you remember, if you have been here long enough, we had a leak in my office room, and so it has been a long process to get it fixed. It's still not fixed, but we are in the final stages. So yesterday someone came to check the room and see what they had to do, and because that has been wet for so long, it has a lot of mold and it's not very healthy. So because I was there yesterday, I spent the whole day sneezing and my eyes were very puffy and I just didn't feel like updating you, but I did read. I finished Mr. Loverman by Bernardine Evaristo while working, and I thought it was just okay. I did not like many of the characters, although I can understand that some people find them compelling. For me, it was just too unlikable for it, and the story felt like it played too much on stereotypes, so I was not really that into it. But yeah, I finished that. Then I read the next section of Viaje, Portugal. I'm in page 343 of this, so just over halfway through. And I'm enjoying it still. The last section had a lot more about nature and forest, which I appreciated. But yeah, this one is slow. I don't like to read huge chunks at the time of it. I also started Interior Chinatown yesterday, which is my buddy read with Rainier. It's divided in 7 acts because it looks a bit like a script, and I have only read Act 1, but so far I'm really liking it. It's about all the stereotypes in the film industry about Asian people and Asian men especially, but also Asian women, like the maximum aspiration of a Asian actor in the Western cinema is to be the kung fu guy, and for the women is to be the pretty lotus lady. So yeah, I'm really liking that so far. I think I'm aiming to read one act a day so that it will be done in a week. So I have to catch up today and read 2 acts, and then it will be act 3 finished, which in Wednesday. So yeah, I'm enjoying this one. It also reads pretty fast, so I'm happy with that. And then the last thing I started is An Orchestra of Minorities by Chigozie Obioma, and I'm not very far into it. I'm on page 47, but I'm also really liking this. I didn't know if I was going to, because it has not gotten the best reviews in BookTube, but so far I'm quite liking it. It has a lot of the Igbo mythology. It is written quite a bit like the oral tradition, like it feels like someone can be telling the story out loud to someone else, which is pretty cool, I think, because that's quite in character for African literature. In fact, I was reading some time ago The Colonizing the Mind by Ngugi wa Thiong'o, and he was exactly writing about the fact that we think that written literature is so much more important and highbrow than oral literature, but most of African literature has traditionally been oral, and that's why maybe it is not as valued. And I think that this book plays with that, which I'm really enjoying. I also like that it had at the beginning, let me show you, like some graphs about the Igbo cosmology and the mythologies of the Igbo, which I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if I will like the story itself as much, because it's just a love story, but I think that the whole thing around it really makes it a lot more interesting. So I'm quite enjoying this. But yeah, as you have seen, I'm not very far into this one, and I'm also not very far into this one. So I'm hoping to read a big chunk today. My husband is leaving this evening, and he's not coming back until I think Thursday night or Friday night. He has a Dutch exam in Eindhoven, which is about 2 hours away from here, and so he's going to leave tonight so that he can be there early in the morning and doesn't have to travel tomorrow morning. That will mean that I have a lot more time to read this and a lot less distractions. But also yesterday I got a puzzle that my parents sent. They're very sweet. So because we are not in full lockdown, but we are trying to stay home as much as possible, they just sent me a puzzle so that I'm entertained, which I think it's very sweet. And I have been doing that as well. So we'll see how much I get done. I hope a lot, because there are a lot of books that I need to read. Well, not need, but I want to read. The puzzle is almost done. I only have the sky left, but that is kind of boring, so I don't feel like doing it right now. And I'm also missing this piece, which I don't know where it is. I was looking for it earlier and I don't know where it is. But instead of the piece, I found a €2 coin, so I'm not too mad about it. Hello everyone, so it's Thursday afternoon, and I thought I will update you before this light goes away, because it's incredibly dark today. But yeah, I just finished work and I'm about to sit down and read, but I thought I will update you on what I read yesterday and how far I'm in things and that kind of stuff. I have not read any more on Viaje, Portugal. I'm still in page 343. And then I read the next act in Interior Chinatown, and at the end of Act 4, so it's page 187. So I don't have much left, but I'm pacing myself with this because I'm buddy reading this with Rainier. And yeah, I'm quite liking this. I like the humor. I like the writing style is different. It's written as a script. Also, the font is different. So I'm quite liking that. I think it's quite interesting and new. Rainier and I we were commenting that it's funny that a lot of people have said that Shuggie Bain was not a good winner for the Booker because it was very conventional, and that was more fitted for the National Book Award. But this one won the National Book Award, and this one is quite inventive and new in the way that it tells a story. So it was interesting, but yeah, I'm enjoying that one. I'm planning to finish that in the weekend, and I'm sure I will be able to. Yeah. And then the other one I have been reading is An Orchestra of Minorities by Chigozie Obioma, and I'm in page 172 of this. So not as far as I would have wanted to be at this point in the week. I thought I might be able to finish this today, but I don't think I am because I have book club meeting later today. So I only have a couple of hours to sit and read this, and I don't think I can read like 300 pages in a couple of hours. But yeah, so this one is about this poultry farmer in Nigeria that saves a woman from dying, and she falls in love, so they are falling in love and they want to get married at this point. And at the beginning I really liked the fact that it was written in a way that it felt, at least to me, it felt like very embedded in the mythology of the Igbo tribe, and it also felt very it felt like it was an oral story that was written down, which is also very traditional of African literature. I think at the point I am now, it has lost a bit of that idea, and it's just a story now. And it's not such an interesting story for me. It's just a love story at this point, and still has some of the Igbo mythology, but it's not as prevalent. And also the way it's written, it's not that impressive. So yeah, I'm not sure about this one, but I'm going to keep going and see where I get to that. And then last night, because I'm not reading enough books apparently, but I was just feeling like something light and fast. Like I was not gelling with any of these. Well, I was gelling with this one, but I'm pacing myself, so I was not gelling with any of these two. I didn't feel like reading any of these two, so I started Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend, which is the third book in the Morrigan Crow series. And I read the whole 2 chapters of that. I don't know how many pages it is, something like 30. And I'm enjoying that, but also I was expecting more. I mean, I'm only 2 chapters in, but the first 2 books, they had this slight Harry Potter nostalgic vibe that I was really liking. And well, Harry Potter grows a lot throughout the books. Like the later books are for much more grown-ups than the first couple. But so far with this series, with Morrigan Crow, I think that this book is feeling the most middle grade of the 3, or similar. So I don't know if the writing style of this series is gonna grow. So yeah, I don't know. I hope I enjoy it. It's a fun series anyway, and I'm still enjoying it. It's just not as much as I wanted. But anyway, yeah. So if you have seen, I'm probably not going to finish all the things that I wanted to finish. I still have these 3 books that I have not started in my hibernation TBR. And I have Africa's Tarnished Name by Chinua Achebe, which was for the prompt of like sensational non-fiction, which I'm probably going to read because it's really tiny. But then I had Inland by Tea Obreth for the autumn cover prompt, but I don't think I'm going to get to that, so I think I'm going to just use Interior Chinatown because I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish this one, and it also has like a lot of red and yellow. Then I also had Hollowpox for the green cover prompt, but I'm not sure I'm going to read that all before Sunday either, so I think I'm going to count this one instead, which is Viaje a Portugal. And then I had the most fun we ever had for a sensational family drama kind of thing. But I actually this week I finished Mr. Loverman by Bernardine Evaristo, which is also very sensational. It's about this old man that comes out to his wife and wants a divorce. So I think that's pretty sensational. So if I don't get to this one, I can always count that one. Which makes me sad because I wanted to finish all of those books. I really want to read them, but time doesn't work that way. So I think if I finish these 4, I can complete all the prompts from the readathon. But I will still try to get these 2 as well. But if I don't, that is the plan. Hello everyone, so I just filmed my Friday reads. I think I'm going to edit that now so that it's done. But yeah, I thought I will also come and update you on what I read. So I finished an orchestra on minorities. I read a lot of these last night. Our book club was actually shorter than it normally is. We only finished like around 10 p.m. instead of midnight. So that was good. So I was able to finish this one. And I found it a little bit disappointing, to be honest. I didn't think that it came together as the author wanted to, and all the different parts felt a little bit disconnected for me. So yeah, this was a bit of a disappointment, but I finished it now, so the bird on the cover prompt is done. I haven't read any more of these 2 or Hollowpox. I concentrated in the other one because I also want to pass by the library today and give it back. So yeah, but yeah, I want to read the next chapter of Interior Chinatown today. I think it's like 30 pages. I don't know if I will get to Viaje a Portugal. Hopefully I will. Or Hollowpox, whatever I'm more in the mood for. But yeah, I think my plan now is to edit the Friday reads, let it upload. While it uploads, I can go to the library and to do some errands in the city center, and then I'll come back. I'm having dinner with a friend later, and then whenever I come back home, I will start reading again. If I don't come too late. It's Friday, so it doesn't matter so much if I sleep a little bit late, so I might read a bit depending on my mood. But yeah, that's my update. I finished the book. Woo! And yeah, see you in the next clip. Hello everybody, so it's Sunday already, it's around 1 p.m. and I wanted to update you because I actually finished 3 things yesterday. The first one I finished is Viaje a Portugal by José Saramago, and as I said, this was very calming and nostalgic and very lyrical, and I really like how José Saramago talks about Portugal, but there were several things that I didn't know about Portugal, like places, specific places and churches that I didn't know that he spent a lot of time on. So I think this will make a lot more sense to read if I was in Portugal. And I think actually I could even use it as a sort of a tourist guide to Portugal. I would really like to do a trip and follow the steps that he did. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. I think it was just a bit unknown to me, but I quite liked it. The other one that I finished yesterday was Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. I'm reading this as a buddy read with Rainier. And I really liked this one as well. The last chapter or the last act, or the one before the end, because the last one was 2 pages, but the other one was really interesting because throughout the book he was basically just showing how Asian people are treated in the film industry, and then at the end he had this really in-depth discussion about the situation of Asian people in the film industry as compared to other minorities, and he talked about the fact that because Asians are normally not treated as bad as other minorities like black people, they're often overlooked because they are not as bad off. But he makes the point that even though that might be the case, they are still suffering from all these stereotypes, and it should still be taken seriously and into account that they are suffering through all these things. And I think this will pair really well with this non-fiction Minor Feelings. I don't remember the author, but I think that will pair really well with this. And I'm really looking forward to get my hands on a copy of that and reading that one, because I think it touches on some of the similar topics. And then the last one I read yesterday is Africa's Tarnished Name by Chinua Achebe, and I also really like this one. So this is just 4 short essays that Chinua Achebe wrote about how Africans are treated, and he makes the point that Africa did get a bad rep, so that white people could justify slavery, and even though slavery has been abolished, that bad rep, that bad name for Africa is still there. Africans are still treated as secondary and in a very paternalistic way, and how that is very damaging for Africans. And yeah, I think that was really poignant, all the things that he said, and the point was, Africans are humans as everybody else, and they should be treated as humans as everybody else, not as second-rate humans, because they do have a different culture, but they do have the same basic human intelligence, human emotions, and yeah, they should just be treated as equals, not as inferiors. So yeah, I really like that one. So yeah, this is what I read yesterday, and today I have just continued reading Hollowpox. I think I'm in chapter 6 right now, so not super far, and I have quite a busy day today, so I'm meeting a friend for going for a walk, and then there is some admin stuff that my husband and I have to do, and yeah, a series of things, so I don't think I'm going to read a lot today. So I think what I'm going to do is just finish this vlog here, because I have read something for all of the prompts for the readathon. So I read Viaje, Portugal for the green cover. I read an orchestra of minorities for bird on the cover. I read Mr. Loverman for a sensational book. I read, what was the other prompt? Yeah, I read The Vanishing Half for a word having vanishing or some mysterious thing. Then I read Interior Chinatown for an autumnal cover, and I read Africa's Tarnished Name for a sensational non-fiction. So yeah, I think that that is going to be the end of this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, if you found any of these books interesting, if you're going to pick them up, or if you have already read them. Let me know what you thought about them. And until next video, bye!